Where does this money come from? To answer that, we need to get a better understanding of who is in the lab. We have postdocs, research assistants, and pre-docs. And the brains of the lab is the PI, Principal Investigator. Don't confuse their role for a Sherlock Holmes tale. PIs essentially work to secure grants and make plans of the experiments that will be held at the lab. PIs can get funding by applying for federal-level grants like CIHR and NSERC. Additionally, PIs can also apply to private and industrial fundees. What happens to bad papers? When I mean bad papers, I mean papers that probably got published but they really shouldn't have. We're probably familiar with the Lancet MMR autism fraud. To summarize, in 1998, a paper by Andrew Wakefield concluded that the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine caused autism in kids. This bold, false claim took the world by storm, triggering a wave of anti-vaxxers and a pack of sick kids. What many may not know is that in addition to the fact that there was insignificant data to even support this claim, the paper was retracted on claims of unethical experimentation on children and a conflict of interest. The conflict of interest being between a lawyer, Richard Barr, and Andrew Wakefield. A lawyer, Richard Barr, was defending his clients who were parents trying to sue a vaccination company for injuries to their children. Richard paid, or quote-unquote funded, Andrew's research. In simple terms, the lawyer wanted Andrew to prove their client's claims. MMR vaccine caused autism in her children. Since then, major repercussions have been taken against Andrew Wakefield. The publication process is continuously improving and trying to counter disinformation and dangerous articles from publication, preventing history from repeating itself. Papers that are retracted usually involve manipulated data, insignificant conclusions, Photoshop data, or conflicts of interest. Under the very slim chances that a faulty paper would get through the wall of reviewers, there are still rare ones that bypass the publication gate, and repercussions are made immediately.
The punishment depends on the institution. So typically first, someone will contact the journal and say, I think this was manipulated, or I think this was taken from a different paper, or I've gone into their raw data and it doesn't match what they've published. And then the journal will start an investigation. And then the journal will typically, take all of that evidence and then either decide to retract or not retract the paper. If it's retracted, they will put a large retraction notice on the actual paper. It doesn't disappear, but they keep it there and say it's retracted, and then those authors kind of have like a black mark on their paper, like, oh yeah, this was retracted. Which is also, it's a little tough because not every author may have been involved in the manipulation. Typically the institution where those researchers work at will start an investigation based on what the journal saw. And then if there's enough evidence, then the punishment could be as large as someone being fired or being put on leave.
So next time you see a published article, remember the time and effort that was put into it, and hopefully you can see the true value of science. Science publication is transparent and rigorous. Although it may seem excessive, this is what establishes trust in science. That's all for today. Thank you, Dr. Trisha Mahtani, for being a part of this learning journey. And as always, keep translating science.